Hello, in this video we're taking a look at EMDR for driving anxiety. What is EMDR, where does it come from, and most importantly, does it work? So let's get straight into this. First of all, what is EMDR? EMDR stands for Eye Movement Desensitizing Reprocessing, and there are variations of that. Some people call it reprogramming or whatever, but it's all the same thing. And it involves moving your eyes left to right to fix a problem. That's in its most basic form. What you do is you think of your problem, like driving anxiety, and you focus on it, and you move your eyes left to right like that as you focus on your problem. Sounds very simple. Well, there is a little bit more to it than that, but that's the basic thing that you do. You simply move your eyes side to side. So where did EMDR come from? Well, there are two versions of where EMDR came from. So I'll tell you both of these stories. No doubt there are more, but these are the two that I've heard most frequently. The first version is from the woman who made it, designed it, found it, whatever you want to call it. She claims that what happened is she was walking through a forest one day and the sun was shining brightly through the trees. And you know what it's like when you're walking between trees and the sun's kind of flickering on, off, on, off. And she said she was sort of moving her eyes left to right like this, sort of avoiding the sun. When she came out of the forest, she noticed her fears and phobias had gone over the following days and weeks. She noticed she could do things she used to be scared of, and she worked out it was because she was walking through the forest and she'd moved her eyes left to right, and he must have done something. So she went off and developed this, and then that was what EMDR is. That's where it came from. The other version of the story is she was a woman who went on a training program to become a therapist, or to improve as a therapist, and her teacher, who was quite a well-known person in the world of therapy, told her this method that he said, look, I used to do this, it doesn't really work, it doesn't do much. And it's this little known thing where you move your eyes left to right and you think your problem. She saw an opportunity and thought, hey, I can market that and make tons of money. So she tied this story to it about walking through a forest, and that's what really happened. She just made it all up and she made tons of cash. And that's the other version of the story. Which one of them is true? Well, I'll leave that up to you to decide. Let me know what you think, and no doubt there are other versions of that story. Does EMDR work? Yes, I'm pleased to say it does work. However it came about, whatever it is, who cares? I don't care about that stuff. It does work, and I can attest to this because I've done it and I've had it done on me. I have trained in it, and I'm not licensed. I don't use the term EMDR. I don't even use it in my sessions. I've never done this with any client that's come to me, but I did it when I was training, and it helped me to overcome something that I'd had for years. I think it must have been about 25, 30 years I'd had this problem. It was a minor thing, and in one session of about 20 minutes, it went. And that was so weird. It's like, it's gone. So it does work. And I did it on the other person I was training with, and it worked for them too. But here's something to think about, because this could be a bit of a contentious issue, but I want you to think, right, the EMDR is based on, quite simply, the therapist will often get the fingers like this, or some people use a phone or a light or whatever, and they'll ask you to think of your problem, and you follow the fingers like this. Now, can anyone else think of a therapy where you move your eyes left to right? I mean, have you ever heard of that therapy where somebody swings a pocket watch in front of your eyes and you look left to right, like this, and you go into a trance? What's that therapy called? I can't remember. I wonder if that's what EMDR really is. Maybe. What do you think? So, EMDR is one of those things that it has been sort of approved by governments around the world. It's one of these official things that works, and it's got science behind it. So how come it doesn't work? Because I've had many people come to me who said, I did EMDR and it didn't do anything, it didn't work. Well, to be fair, I've worked with those people, and sometimes I've had success, and sometimes what I do doesn't work, because I always say what I do does not work for everyone. There is no method in the world, whatever you call it, nothing works for everyone. There is no way that you could take one person who could go on a date with every different person in the world and get on with them. It doesn't work like that. Different people get on with different people. Different methods work for different people. Different things work for different people. There's a famous saying in the UK, horses for courses, which means different horses like different courses. Everything's different for everyone. Just because a horse does well on one track, one course, doesn't mean it will do well on another course, like a racing course. There is no one thing that works for everyone, and it would be foolish to think that there would be, because everyone's different. So yes, EMDR can work, and yes, other therapies can work, but they can also fail. So just a brief background on EMDR there. Check out my other videos on the screen for more details of other therapies and what works and what doesn't. And if you'd like to work with me one-to-one online from anywhere in the world, contact me through my website, firstdrive.com. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you again soon for more videos.